when my dad died, uh, it legitimately crushed me. When I got kicked out of school, um, we didn't talk for probably 4 months. And, I was just dead set for the longest time on uh, making good on some promises I had made myself for him. And so when I finished school, I still had this itch to serve, and like I feel like the whole academy experience was just an unfinished chapter in my life. Uh, so when I went through the process of getting into officer candidate school for the Marine Corps, um, I'll never forget how that went down. I uh, I went into the recruiter's office, and I asked him, what the pipeline was like, how long the wait was going to be, if I was an ideal candidate or whatever. And it's really funny how life works out. We were fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq at the same time, and they were taking virtually any and everybody with a heartbeat. And so I came in on 5 waivers. I got kicked out of a service academy. I had excessive speeding tickets. I had tattoos. I blew my knee playing football, and I smoked a little bit of weed in high school. And when I went to the recruiter, I told him, this is right before Thanksgiving. I said, I'm leaving Dallas and heading back east no matter what. And if the soonest I can get in is June of next year, you know, it's obviously just not in my life path, but I can say that I at least, pursued it to however end it was going to be. And um, he's like, okay, all right. So Christmas rolls around, and I make one last trip to the recruiter. My package had been submitted and everything, and I asked him, I was like, hey, what's the status on my package? He's like, I don't know yet, but you're a ground contract, you're not a pilot, you're not a lawyer, otherwise I could guarantee that you got in January. Well, I was like, okay, well, I appreciate your time and thanks for everything, and pushing that package as fast as you could. And but like I said, I'm out of here. So I decided, I hopped in the car, and my mom's parents were living in Nashville at the time, and I was about the halfway point back to DC. And so I was going to spend the holidays there, grab whatever personal stuff I have in mom's house, and keep pushing back to the East Coast. And I got a call the day after Christmas, December 26th, 2007, from the recruiter. And he said, where are you? I said, Nashville. He's like, good, because you're heading to Quantico. I was like, excuse me? He's like, don't take this the wrong way. I had to pull the black card, but you're in. And I guess the Marine Corps was hurting for minority officers. So, thank you, affirmative action. Got in, and my check-in date was January 18th. So my little brother was playing at the University of Alabama at the time, and he had a bowl game in Shreveport, Louisiana, the Independence Bowl against Oklahoma State. And so we make the trip from Nashville to Shreveport to watch him play on New Year's Eve, 2007. And I'm pumped. Like I'm gonna get to finally, close the door on this whole military thing, and rectify things with my dad, and just close that book. And after the game, went back to the hotel. He fell asleep and never woke up. The irony of it all we all fell asleep in the living room, telling stories and drinking beers. And he got up in the middle of the night and went back to the bedroom with my mom. And in the process, I got to tell him I loved him one last time. About 9:30 the next morning, they said that he wasn't coming back. And, probably the biggest lesson there is, if there's somebody important to you, let them know that as often as possible, because you just never know when that last time is going to be, or that last opportunity is going to be. And, you don't want to miss it. So that's something I've carried with me since. And, probably the most disappointing part of that whole experience is that he never got to see me commission. So, yeah, that's, my dad meant everything to me.